Welcome to our last segment. This is on work-life balance. It's segment number 5. And this is number 5 of care for the chronically ill. So it sounds kind of weird to have work-life balance for someone who is probably living in their recliner or their bed. And they probably don't get out much, and they're pretty much, holed up at home, and they don't have a big social life. They don't have any work life or very little. Family is a struggle because they aren't well balanced. There's just lots and lots of reasons, and that's all the more reason why you need work-life balance. Why? Because sort of your job is staying alive and trying to heal and maybe try to add some movement or improve your circulation, maybe adding a little bit better diet, because we talked about our food in section 1. And so work-life balance is actually really important for you. So welcome to number 5, work-life balance. So one other thing I want to just mention that ties in with the last one is that when you have a lot of chronic stress, it can negatively impact your body, which most of us know. Chronic stress can cause muscle pain, tension, and headaches. That's just one little example. Stress can also trigger asthma attacks, panic attacks, cause us to gain weight, cause us to have to deal with inflammation, and increase feelings of anxiety. None of that feels like things we need to deal with, things you need to deal with. Those are all reasons why we want to address everything we can. So when I talk about work-life balance, I want to just mention a couple things. Crystal will post this below so you can take notes and add your thoughts and ideas on what would be best for you. I can mention that this is somewhere where perfectionism shows up. Lots of us are perfectionists, and that can really work to our advantage. But in this case of work-life balance, you'll find that it's not helping at all. So let's read a fast little paragraph here. Can't clean up the whole room? Then just clean a little corner of it. You can't do all the dishes? Just do a couple. What is your favorite number between 1 and 10? Mine happens to be 3, so my answer would be, I can't do all the dishes, but I could do 3. And little by little, you can dig your way out of a sink full of dirty dishes. Can't get into the shower, you're maybe not steady enough on your feet for that, or you get dizzy, or for whatever reason. Doesn't matter what the reason is. Maybe you could wash your face, or maybe you can wash your hands with a new soap. Always look for the thing you can do with the energy and focus that you do have. A little win will pave the way for bigger wins. 1% beats 0%. So just keeping that in mind, maybe I can't do everything, but I could do one thing. So here we've gone through, this is work-life balance is number 5. So I've spent a lot of time on the 4 previous things. Why? Because they all fit in and they add to your healing. They're not going to cure your condition, but they're going to work with your medications, and they're going to help you improve and make better choices about your lifestyle. And they all have little areas that they actually help in the whole big picture. So a couple little things. We're first going to talk about just self-care ideas. Give yourself permission and know that it's okay. So these happen to be my staff and I sat down one day and we just kind of brainstormed. And so I noticed that our little suggestion list we have an all-female staff, and these ideas do tend to be pretty popular with women. Maybe not at all for men. So you need to make your own list. If Crystal will post this in below the link below description of this. But it's to give you, this is just to jumpstart you. This is to get you thinking about, what do you like to do for self-care? So some of the ideas on here are read magazines, take a nap, that's a good one. Do a manicure, do a pedicure, do a face mask, have a bowl of hot soup, have a bowl of chocolate, have some chocolate for a treat, make a smoothie, make a cup of tea. You get the idea. So what you're doing is you're making a list of things you like to do. So part of the reason that I'm not really a take a bath person is because Gillette water has a lot of high chemicals in it, and those actually are bad for my Hashimoto's. Like, they kind of shut down my medication, slow everything down, and I get out of a bathtub and I feel terrible. I do fine in showers because they're fast and easy, but lounging in a bathtub is not a health procedure that is helpful for me. So you're wanting to make lists of things that appeal to you, that you love to do. I love to go to the library because I love to get new magazines and new books, and you just check them out. It's free and it's quiet when you're in there. You bring this bag full of books and magazines and whatever you're interested in, and opening them is like a gift for me. Cup of tea at home, comfortable position, and it's just so enjoyable. So those are all ideas of things you can do. Look at our list that we've posted and grab some ideas from it. What you're wanting to do is you start with probably one a week from right now. So if you're not doing any in your life work balance, then do one a week and then gradually increase that. And maybe in a few weeks you could actually do one a day. Wow, that'd be exciting, and that's a good goal to work towards. So a new idea that's new to me a few years back was to make a comfort drawer. And that grabbed my attention, the name grabbed my attention, and you just make a little drawer that's only for your comfort drawer. Inside, the ideas they had were comfy pajamas, could buy new ones, whatever, a book to read, tea to brew, a new notebook, I love to journal. And so those are all ideas that you can work with. Start reading magazines and books that you start noticing. What are other people doing for self-care? That's lots of ideas. On YouTube, lots of ideas online. Maybe they fit you, maybe they don't. Maybe you need to modify them. Another idea that I have is, what about if you made an irritation list? I know that sounds weird, but you know, you go to grab your favorite pancake turner out of the drawer and the drawer squeaks. And maybe the next morning you grab it out of there because you're going to make scrambled eggs and the drawer squeaks. And if that bothers you, start an irritation list. Because by Saturday, when you have a little time free, or you maybe could do something, you can't remember that. But it irritated you for the previous 5 days in a row. So start noticing what bothers you around your home environment. Maybe you have somewhere where you just need to change the batteries, and you even have batteries in the organization room. So you want to pay attention to your environment, to yourself, to how you feel, to your family, to your spouse, whatever. You want to pay attention, and you want to write things down. That's an easy thing to write in your notebook, and it's an easy thing to afford and to schedule in. And those can be easily fixed. And wouldn't it be fun next Monday when you go to grab your flipper to make your pancakes and your drawer doesn't squeak? That's a fun little goal. What I'm saying is there's no need to renovate the whole entire kitchen. You can make a fried egg, however many you want, for breakfast with your little pancake turner out of your drawer that no longer squeak. And you don't have to renovate the kitchen and have a brand new kitchen and a brand new kitchen sink and doesn't that sound overwhelming? But just fixing the batteries in an appliance or fixing the little drawer, that would make your morning breakfast more enjoyable. and less irritating. So this can go both ways, both ways. So we also have some that we'll post. There's a little quiz that we'll post that talks about what's draining you and what's fueling you. And I'll go into that probably next time so I can talk about it and give you more details on that. What I'm saying is you want to be aware, you want to pay attention, and you want to notice. This is the time you want to pay attention. Write it down. How does it make you feel? Is this a part of helping to give you a good day and a happy day? Or is this something that drains you and is irritating and kind of starts you off with kind of a negative attitude for the whole day? So because we know that this group, the chronically ill, are also working through all of their health challenges, medications, doctor's visits, physical therapy, whatever's involved in your care for your conditions or for your situation, you want to pay attention to all of that. So how can you make that more enjoyable? How can you make it more relaxing? How could you make it more successful? How could you make it more productive? What could you be doing on a daily basis, little things at a time, that actually help you feel better or help your body respond to the treatments you're taking or medications you need to take? What's the best way to take these? Pay attention. Everything matters, possibly, in your situation. So our focus is care for the chronically ill. And we know that there's things you need to be focused on every single day. So focus on the things you can. How can I make them better? How can I make them more effective? How can I help my overall picture? And put a smile on. That always helps every single situation. Thank you for joining me in Work-Life Balance, number 5, and give some thought to how you can make work-life balance work in your life on a daily basis so that all of this can be a positive in helping you deal with chronic illness. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye.